Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's video, SEO keyword research tips to rank on Google. So in this video, I want to uncover keywords versus entities and topics. Does Google understand what a topic is without the keywords being on page? So before we touch base on this, I want to deep dive into exactly the different types of queries that you can run into as an SEO or as a searcher on Google. So at the end of the day, there are really three types of searches. So in this video, I want to uncover just a couple of those, and we are going to see if Google is able to put the pieces together for queries and topics and entities, or do the keywords need to be on page. At the end of the day, we know that there are navigational queries. There's also informational or information queries. Now, along with that, there's also transactional. These are the queries that maybe your affiliates may go after. Now, to broaden the spectrum of keywords and topics and entities just a little bit more, local, there's also affiliate, there's also national, and there's numerous other different types of queries that we would want to rank for. Can you actually rank without the keywords being present? So that's what I want to uncover today. Now, when we're talking about entities, we really have to start looking at schema, because there's certain types of markup that are going to really define an entity. Now, these types of entities are really people, places, or things, which is what schema is used for. It's used to help search engines understand a page better. Now, with that out of the way, let's do some searches, and we're going to touch on, and quickly, I want you to remember it's navigational, informational, and transactional. So that's what we're going to uncover. Can they put the pieces together? Can you rank without keywords? So let's not waste any time. The very first search is going to be very quick, very brief. How about Philadelphia to Florida or Orlando, right? I want to go to Disney and I live near Philadelphia. So let's see what the rank is going to be. So let's go ahead and do that now. How about Philly to Orlando? So this is going to be our navigational search. This is going to be flights, but we're looking for organic search results. Now let's take a look here. We have in the very first listing, which is from Expedia, a huge authority website, but at the end of the day, it's in the URL. It's also in our meta title. Of course, it's in the meta description right here, as you can see. Now we're going to go down to number 2, Kayak, yet another authority website. We have it in the exact same places, URL, meta title, and also the meta description. Now, what about informational? How about how to make, and this is also going to be a food item, so this is recipes, so we can really start deep diving into entities, and we can touch on that a little bit more. So how to make, first thing comes up, Philly cheesesteak. I love cheesesteak. So let's go ahead and get into that. The very first thing is going to be some recipes. Now, I have a feeling that with recipes, because of the type of markup, Google is able to put some pieces together because of the markup. It can really start associating an entity with this particular type of search query. So let's go ahead and scroll on down. How to make Philly cheesesteak is the search query for this example. So let's take a look here. Easy homemade Philly cheesesteak recipe. But at the end of the day, recipe for Philly cheesesteak would be how to make a Philly cheesesteak. So this is a way that it is able to understand an entity because of the markup that is on page. But as you can see, the keyword is still here. But how about how to change a tire? Let's go ahead and use that as an informational query. Position 0, which has to be on the first page or the top of the second page to even get a place or even a shot at position 0. Take a look here. At the end of the day, it is still going to be how to change a flat tire, how to change a tire. Now they are assuming of course, for this particular query that it is flat, but there could be numerous other reasons. But if we take away flat, how to change a tire is still in the meta title, which is a huge signal for on-page SEO. But let's go ahead and let's see if they can understand without the words actually being on page, which would be baffling to me, but let's go ahead and take a look. Scroll down, WikiHow, how to change a tire. And it's going to be in the URL. That's okay, but in our meta title, we have how to change a tire. How to change a tire, that's an exact in the title. It's in the description. So if it's here, we can almost assume that it's on page. So for informational queries and navigational queries, so far, the keywords actually have to be on page in order to rank on Google. But we still have a few more. All right, so now let's do a transactional or a buy. So let's go ahead and do, how about buy blender under $100? So that would be somewhere down in the sales funnel, aka a transactional search query. So of course we have our sponsored first. So see blender on under $100. But right here we have in the URL, best cheap blender under $100. Best countertop blender under $100. 6 blenders under $100, blenders and 100. As you can see, and I even spelled it wrong up here, but that's okay, it understood. And then the number 3 listing, the 8 best blenders under $100. So we have URL, meta title, and in the meta description, and chances are is on page. But let's go ahead and do one more transactional. How about best baby strollers under $500? Let's go ahead and do that as a transactional search query. But as you can see, best strollers, so it's going to be best and stroller, which is perfectly fine. And they're giving us 14, so this is a list post. And then best baby strollers, and then it's giving a list. Now the number 500 is on page, as you can see here. Now let's go ahead and scroll on down here. Best baby strollers for 2020. So we have best baby strollers. So it's in the title, best baby strollers, and then the number 500 is on page. They are able to rank even though that the title and the URL and the meta description does not specify the exact match for the query that we put into the search engine. However, it was not able to just pull topics or pull entities, pull things out of the air. The keywords still had to be on page for Google to understand. Now, let's just deep dive into maybe a local search term. Let's go ahead and have a look and see if there's anybody ranking without these keywords in key places where they need to be to rank on Google. So we have our little snack pack. Angie's list is here, so best New York NY plumbers is the very first listing. Now we're going to go to this number 2 here, plumber NYC, plumber New York. So it is inside of the title. It's literally in their name, NYC. So they are able to put those pieces together. I'll end on this. So this is really a SEO keyword research tip to rank on Google. Regardless of any of the newfangled tools that are out there on the market, pitching topics instead of keywords or entities instead of keywords. At the end of the day, the keywords still need to be on page in the title somewhere for Google to associate it with a particular search string. My name is Chris Palmer. If you have any questions regarding SEO, or how to rank on Google, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. Have a wonderful day.